Good evening. Welcome to Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these wonderful people have agreed to join me this evening to play a dark and potentially damaging game of Dungeons and Dragons. So, the content warning is in there repeatedly. You've been warned. We use Roll20 as our virtual tabletop of choice. Character art is from multiple sources. In this case, some of it is from Thunderscape 7, some of it is off of the internet, and some of it is actually from D&D related art. So I think we covered it all there. That's close enough. Nobody cares anyway. We're legally covered, I think. With that, let's get to these wonderful people who agreed to come along, the ones that talked me into playing this game in the first place. Let's start with playing Tathlan. Quite possibly one of the most psychopathic characters I've ever seen, and I love them to bits for it. But Doom Donkey, thank you. Thank you very much for playing them, and you got something coming up here, so tell us all about that.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you. And I'm glad that you added play a character to the end of that.
He's so nice.
Well, yes, I'm the Doom Donkey, and yes, after this stream, I'm going to get some sleep. But then when I wake up after that, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream tomorrow. So if you've got nothing else going on and you just want to sit back and join me in my adventures in Fallout, I would absolutely love for you to stop by and say hi.
24 hours of Fallout. That should be interesting. You'll be thinking bottle caps have real value by the end of it. Next, all the way from the other coast. I mean, I shouldn't say all the way, considering to where Doom's coming from, but for me, it's still a hell of a long ways away. All the way on the East Coast, playing William Sanguish for us this evening and every second Friday. Villa Villas, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am well. I see you've already, Karis is ahead of us posting your links, but have you managed to get anything up on Twitch lately?
No, work is busy, man.
I know. I know what you do and where, so I'm surprised you got time to do this, to be honest.
It'll happen one day, I promise.
I'm sure it will, and when it does, let us know, and we will watch, because we will know how much you are enjoying the 2 hours that you are not at friggin' work. So thank you. And as a side note, thank you for what you do. Next, from the same coast I'm on, let's just do this. Karis, thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing Aldith to us. Dark in a completely different way.
There we go.
Yes, thank you. Now that you typed it in, or now that you hit the link, tell us about it. For those that are too lazy to read chat.
Well, let's see. I'm all over the place. I'm, here every other Friday. I'm most Saturdays, well, maybe some Saturdays. I'm over on Daddy Warbucks' channel running Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. And almost every Sunday, I'm playing Minecraft on my own channel with my peeps at the Lifecraft. On Lifecraft. Although this Sunday, I'm not on Lifecraft. I'm not even on Dragon's Lair. I'm being taken captive.
Oh no!
Yes, we're playing captive Minecraft with Zach, my buddy Zach the Dragon. So
nice.
Life is work, sleep, Dungeons and Dragons, Minecraft. Doesn't get any better than that.
Not so bad, not so bad. Make sure you post that link, so we know those links, so we know what you're doing and when. And I saved them for last for a special reason. First of all, he's special. Scarred Adventurer, tell us what you're up to.
Currently, I am packing up to move. That is really what I'm doing.
Thank you for your honesty. I know there's some other projects and whatnot that are also on hold. And speaking of which, I just want to let our viewers know that because of the upcoming move, Scarred is not going to be available for the next show here, and possibly a few after that. So we're going to miss him. He's going to be gone for a little while. Once he's moved, settled in, and got his face back on the front of his head where it belongs, we'll get him back in here, where he belongs.
I thought it was usually shoved up my butt.
And I promise I will get you out of today's adventure without killing you again. I can't send you a
lovely change of pace.
So,
Never say never.
Not like every other week. Anyway, you're tapping your wrist. What's up?
We're not so sure about that one. It's kind of like any bets on how long before he actually violates that promise and kills off Lucas again?
Well, you never know. This goblin might be more than he thinks. But with that, let's get to this game, because it's been a while. let's start with Tathlan, because I need to do some retconning. I played your character briefly 2 weeks ago, and I didn't get it right. Not even close. I had him get angry and upset, and that's not Tathlan in the slightest. So
it was close, but he doesn't get like rage kind of angry. He gets like the sort of angry was like, you're doing it wrong kind of more angry, not so much. But yes, I mean that's the nature of playing someone else's character, of course.
It's all
you did
good.
a great job.
I'd like to mea culpa, so I just did. So with that though, Tathlan has left, just without the rage that I showed.
Yes.
So, in that case, let's start with Lucas. In the bottom of this new cube, this supply cube, you and your little friend on your shoulder have met a goblin who seems to live down here in the depths of this cube. And he has met you at the door, so to speak. The hammer swings already, damn it. And he has met you at the door and talked to you for a couple of minutes, and he now looks at you and says, so, you hungry?
No, I don't really need to eat, drink, sleep,
Are you thirsty?
anything. I just said I don't need to eat.
Yeah, I
drink,
don't listen.
sleep.
What do you need? What do you need? I got everything.
No,
As long as it's food, I got
Oh.
everything.
well then,
This isn't
what do you
going
want,
well.
little guy?
Yeah, sure, he can eat too, yeah. He just starts feeding. So, who the hell are you?
I'm Lucas Alexander Warcrest.
I'm not gonna remember all of that. I'm just gonna call you L. Why are you here?
No, this seems to be a place that I believe my companions are coming to.
There's more of you?
Well, there's only one of me.
Do any of them eat?
They do.
Oh, good. So when they get here, you just
One
bring
of them doesn't eat. One of them has very particular tastes.
I got particular all over the place down here.
Do you have living humans?
No, they're all upstairs. And they don't know I'm here.
Then he'll deal with them.
Cool, they're kind of a pain in the ass, and I'd like to get upstairs eventually. I'm pretty sure there's more stuff up there.
More stuff, you say?
Maybe even some stuff that's not food.
What are the chances of there being enough supplies, ammunition to outfit a small army?
Oh, we don't do ammunition. That's in the combat cube.
Then how would one get into the combat cube
It's
to
right
take
over
everything
there.
they have?
It's right over there. Just don't let them shoot you.
The conundrum.
And while you consider that conundrum, we cut away to the cockpit of the original cube, where we find William and Aldith steering towards the supply cube, making a roundabout path so as not to move within the shooting range of the combat cube.
Are we moving the cube, or have we exited the cube to head over?
Last I remember, you were still in the
We're
cube.
still kind of in the cube, yeah. We're like
But-
in the process of, I guess, docking, essentially.
Yeah, you're getting very close. And you hear over the Tannoy system, we would prefer if you stayed next to us for the moment. We can actually modulate the docking process a little bit later. But for right now, we'd just like you to come in and sort of say hi and get to know us a little bit.
Must we?
Well, no, but it'd be kind of the polite thing to do.
Do you have some antiquated glasses? You know, my friend Bjorn would really like some delicious grasses to go with everything.
There's no grass within 1,000 miles in this place. But, yeah.
And that's why Bjorn would like some. He just hasn't had it for ages.
Yeah, like a day and a half. Oh, sorry.
So the two of you, yes?
Might as well. We have to pick
Social
up that.
niceties?
We got to pick up that item.
Controller
that,
thing.
Yeah, the controller.
Yeah. That can get you into the other cube. So you...
Okay, so that depends. If you got that controller thing we're supposed to pick up?
We absolutely do. That's another reason for you to come over. We can't exactly zap it through the air to you, can we?
Do we have to listen to you while we get it?
Wow. No, I guess you could deal with somebody else.
Okay.
So can I ask what your plans are?
No.
All right then. Okay, we'll see you when you get here. Thanks. And then there's a click as they shut off at their end. Your cube.
What do you think? Are we close enough? Do we head over there? I should have asked him what door we go in. I guess we just go in that one down there that Warcrest went in.
There is, as you pull closer, another door opens up sort of right on the perimeter of the diamond. Like it's point up and point down, so there's a square in the middle. As you're approaching, a door on their perimeter opens up and a short gangplank sticks out.
Oh. I guess we go that way.
And the ship lodges very lightly into its new spot.
Yeah.
The door opens.
Do we know how to get there through the corridors on this ship?
If the cubes are the same, then yes. Oh, you're asking them rather than me?
No, I'm asking our engineer that I
the
don't
engineer.
know how to address.
Yes.
I am talking to the speaker up on the wall.
Gotcha. I will now
How do we
understand
get
what that
down
means.
to where that is?
And you get this, instead of an answer, a map flashes up, and it's three floors down, and then along a hallway. And there's an airlock. Well, 2 doors in a row, like the ones you came in.
Shall we?
William just starts walking.
Yep. So you're down and across and into this open space between the two cubes.
And they think I'm rude.
And I mean, you're hundreds of feet up off the ground, and the wind is whistling between these two cubes, and you're at the narrowest point. It's just the vibration of the deck as you walk across under your feet is just thrumming. And as the door opens on the other side, a very young human stands there looking at you with eyes about this big. Hi, I was sent to escort you to the bridge.
You got the controller? Go ahead.
Walking forward, the axe dragging behind him across the bridge, because of course it is.
Yeah.
He gets up to the person. He just kind of goes and stares at him. Let's get this controller and get this on the way. And just kind of starts walking past him.
Yep. And he does that thing where he keeps trying to get ahead of you, but you just can't quite do it because he's going to bump into you to do it.
I did put a hand out. It's kind of like, do you have the controller?
No, they wouldn't trust me with that. It's up on the bridge.
Probably wise.
It's only a couple
And I'll follow
floors up.
William.
And yeah, well, I mean, it turns out when you get to this point, you can tell this is the same layout, so you know how to get to the bridge on this ship.
We just 30 seconds ago went the opposite direction.
The center section of each one of these cubes appears to be the same. It's just the points at the top and the bottom that have the different functions. So they lead you quickly up a couple flights of stairs. Well, half lead, half follow you up a couple flights of stairs. And eventually a door pops open and he just gestures you through. He's not going onto the bridge.
Okay. And I will sort of keep an eye on him as I walk past him.
And he's just shaking slightly. He's terrified of you guys.
So William will walk through. I can't remember. It's been too long.
Yeah.
When did we have a conversation with them and they knew that the moon was falling?
Yes.
Yes.
These people?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So they.
What? It was only 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. Something outrageous like that. Yeah. Yeah. That 2 weeks off in between is a big gap. But anyway. So yes, that they do know that.
But William will just walk through the door.
So you just axe dragging behind you, walk through the door, And Aldith, you
I
follow?
like that axe because I can sort of follow along knowingly while just
Yep.
listening to
Oh,
it.
yeah, you
I
can-
can navigate by ear without having to
Absolutely.
look.
Yeah, you can always tell where he is. And as you step onto the bridge, there is a silence. There's also a small folding dining table with a white tablecloth on it, a single folding chair in which sits a single folded Tathlan, and in front of him on the table, spread out in 10 or 12 different plates, prepared in many different ways, is at least part of the crew of this cube.
I was wondering when you guys would get here. Please, help yourself as a thank you for assisting me earlier.
William looks really confused how the hell he got on the other ship ahead of us.
That's not it.
I mean, he's been
And
gone
what is
for
this
a while.
polite
but-
tone of voice? I mean, what the hell?
All right,
He has,
William
for the
will,
purposes of this, been gone for a while, so yeah.
William's just gonna roll with it. He's just gonna go. He's been a guest at this dining table before.
Yeah.
The food's good, so
Yeah.
he'll sit down and go and eat.
You will
So,
notice that
is there anyone alive in here other than the three of us?
Did you leave
And the
any
kid
of them
outside the
alive,
door?
Tathlan?
Oh, well.
It was
What you
only a
will
couple of
notice-
minutes ago that they spoke to one of them, so if you did kill that one, it just happened, but yeah.
He likes
what
it
you will
fresh,
notice is
so I
in
mean,
the corner of the room, there'll be basically like sort of like a jury-rigged like system that's basically got these two massive meat hooks through something that's being hung up by
Yeah.
the leg.
Yeah,
Underneath it, you'll
Okay.
see a cut along the neck and some blood going up his face as all this blood's been drained
yeah,
into it, and he's missing various portions of his body and torso.
yep,
That's clearly been used for the meat.
yep.
I
And
don't suppose you got the controller before you butchered them?
Would I have gotten the controller, Kevin?
I don't even think you knew it existed, did you?
I didn't know, so that's
No.
why I'm like, would I?
But there is, he's wearing, as you got him hung upside down, I'm assuming that because you've chopped him up, the clothes are off, right?
Yeah,
So
so
there
what-
is a pile of clothes on
And
the floor
his
just near them.
belongings, yeah.
Yeah, and there is a number of items in that.
And I sort of look around. This is the same as ours. So I look up to where the speaker up on the wall would be in ours,
It's right there.
and I'd say, "What is the thing supposed to look like?"
And on the screen in front of you, a picture pops up.
I don't suppose you know where it is.
One of the lights in the room cranks down to a spotlight and pans over to the pile of clothes.
While
Look
she's
around, there's nobody alive here to sort through that and get it for me.
As she's walking over
Those
to that,
two aren't going
Tathlan
to.
will like pick up a knife and fork and start like slowly cutting one of these slices of meat on the plate that's in front of him. These are all uncooked, by the way, as this
Yes.
guy
Yeah.
has been.
Well, of
quite-
course.
Yeah.
recently. But as you kind of walk around, Tathlan will like, I think to he's like, I knew she would never learn. Unworthy anyway, isn't she? Isn't she? Then sort of just like looks up at William. At least you understand.
I'll go digging through the clothes.
Yep.
Looking for the.
You find the thing that's in the picture. It basically looks like a cigar tube with a couple rings on one end and a button on the top.
So, you want to go butcher the crew of another one of these things?
You see, and Tathlan was like, slowly cut another piece. Let's not be so hasty just yet. Let's enjoy the moment. It's such a lovely day.
How close is the artillery fire
Feel
getting
that
to this cube?
pure air.
It's just outside of range.
And I haven't had a meal this fresh in so very, very long.
And yes, none of this was polluted.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Their power
well,
source
actually,
isn't
though,
leaking.
Aldith will ask Tathlan, though. So is this stuff as tainted as on the other?
Try for yourself. You can understand there is no taint, no pestilence that was on the other one. This one is pure, and they are so well fed. Just much more ripe than the other one.
Good. I guess we'll make this one our base for now. So what is William doing?
William is looking down the plate, and he'll kind of bring one over to him. And he'll kind of like pick it up and start eating. And then he's gonna look towards the door, which still has that one that walked us in.
Yep.
They didn't go into the room, if
Nope.
I'm remembering right.
No, they're not an officer, technically, so they're not allowed on the bridge. But yeah.
Have they conceivably seen what was inside the bridge? They have, do they have no idea?
I'm gonna go with yes, because I put myself in their place, and that door opened the bridge, and it's like forbidden territory. I gotta see, right? And looks in and sees. I mean, it's other than the one meat hook in the corner. As I read Tatlan, everything else is spotless. Like, it's not like it was a massacre. It was a butcher at work, right? Yeah.
Yes, very well carved up. There might be like near where the hooks are. There's probably a table with a bit of blood on it, with a cleaver probably there. But even that's very clean and pristine as well.
And then in my head, the bits and pieces on the table are recognizably human. Like it's a calf muscle. You can tell, right?
Well, it's like certain cuts, absolutely.
No question about this. Yeah.
But there are just things that look like, oh, that looks like a steak. But then next to it, you'll see like, oh, yeah, that's a part of a leg.
Yeah, that steak's got a ring on it.
I have an idea that with it being Tathlan and Tathlan, he kind of goes for perfection.
Yes.
So I kind of have this idea that he has like these plates of food are almost like artistic. Like he has almost like a plate of like it's thigh meat, but it's like set up like sashimi.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I had to. That's why I said like, 10 or 12 plates on the table.
Like nicely cut.
He's an artist, right? So yeah, he's a chef.
This is, it's chef at work. Hang on, I even took the feet for chef. Let me just post that into the chat.
You are you're the chef that makes Gordon Ramsay look like a wimp. Go ahead, swear at me again. It just adds spice.
In a completely non-canonical way, there's Lucas in the corner making a little blood fountain. Like how you dip something in a chocolate, it's just blood pouring off of
from
the thing.
Thailand. Oh, that was awful. Oh. And then I don't think I recognize that thing. So hello, Amethyst WS. Welcome to the chat.
How does the kid react to seeing this? Like, as he's just like wide-eye open, or is he like already run off?
He's frozen until William looked, and then like William's head comes around and makes eye contact, and the kid kind of pulls his eyes away from the table and makes eye contact with you, and as you can see his eyes slide down to your axe, and he just turns and bolts.
So how many others are on the ship right now?
There are 12. Plus one who should not be here. I think that's the Janir's voice. For you it is, yes. Yeah. It's tough to remember because I got 3 Janir voices for the 3 of you.
Who shouldn't be here?
We have a stowaway.
What kind of a stowaway? If we're not stowaways, what...
You were invited. The small green one was not. And a couple of blurry security images, because security images are blurry even in 3400 AD, because it's just what they do. But yeah,
and I kind of look over at William as I'm shrugging.
You see a couple of blurry images of a goblin running around below decks.
So we do know what a goblin is.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, you're D&D people, right? This is probably the first thing you've recognized since you've been here as recognizable.
Well, we might. I know what about our characters? Does Aldith know what a goblin is?
I'm assuming you guys all came from a more or less generic
right.
D&D world, so all the races and whatnot.
William's been around for a long time, so he probably.
Well, and you're going after
And
Knowles, so
Tathlan's
yeah.
an elf, right? So yeah.
I mean, yeah, Tathlan's quite old as well.
Yeah. So yes, I'll give you. You all know what goblins are. So.
All right. So
It's like raccoons, right?
what's uninvited about that one?
That one very creatively broke in and has been feasting ever since. But since there's only the one of them, we haven't bothered much. One little goblin can only eat so much.
Okay, so I guess I'm not concerned about that.
There have been a couple barrels worth of alcohol that have just been crushed into nothing. They're airtight, so they've just been sucked into this like apple core shape.
Yeah. So if we're seeing security camera footage, do we see Lucas there too?
No, it's just screenshots. So
Oh.
you do not see Lucas. No.
But we did see him enter earlier.
Yes,
so
you
he
saw
was
him
probably
enter
there
downstairs
somewhere.
earlier, and you know
Yeah,
that this
so
guy said the
I'm-
goblin is below decks. So
Tathlan will like stand up, and he's got like this basically very nice kind of fine china like mug essentially, as he's like sipping something red come out of it.
what a shock!
And he's like puts it down, looks over at the screenshot. It's like goblins tend to be a bit stringy. Hobgoblins, however, now they're the ones that have the intelligence you can taste, much more better absorbed. And then he puts down the cup and then starts slowly seeing that William has walked away, and Aldith is not going for any of this food. You can see him start picking up the meats and putting it nicely into his bag where he's kept the frost dragon meat to keep it fresh.
Yep.
As he starts like slowly basically packing up everything quite nice and neatly.
The
and
bag
very
of colding.
methodically. Sort of like humming. You'll hear a sort of like humming of like a nursery rhyme as he's doing it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to know the words of that nursery rhyme. They're probably nasty as fuck.
It's also,
But yeah, you fold up your table and put away your tablecloth and all of that goodness. Yeah.
And I'll just sort of consider it's like, do we need to account for the people and worry about them, or probably not, and shrugs. And
If you think of how easy it was to that the other ones were destroyed, the workers in the other cube. I guess we're.
well, these guys, they're not going to try and sabotage us or lock us out or anything
they
like
want
that.
you
They're
here.
just they're cheap. They're just going to let us walk through and eat them.
They want you to. They wanted you to take them home, basically. Right. They were counting on you getting the cubes together and getting them home.
Well, we're gonna get the
They no
cubes
longer
together
have
anyway.
that worry.
All right.
But I'm quickly going to cut away.
So I've got the controller thing.
Yes.
And do we have a way over there? William, what was the plan? I don't remember.
We were gonna talk to them, I guess, to see if we come up with a plan to get over there.
Well,
that
that's good.
I guess we're just gonna kind of wing it now. Which I don't know.
Tathla will sort of like stop as he's like, there are plenty more on the ship. I was just taking an advance payment on the supplies they promised.
Not to mention officers taste better. They're fed better.
Well, yeah, they've been fed better. They
Live soft lives. Yep. They're not stringy and hardworking. Yes. they're
William
the
will
tenderloin of the people. Yeah. That soft
Look over
muscle that never works.
to Eldeth. I guess we'll find out. And he'll go and leave, and he's gonna start working his way down to see if he finds anybody else, and also kind of move towards where Lucas was, because he got in from the bottom.
Yep. So you start heading down. Eldith, what are you doing? Staying with, going?
So I have a choice of following along behind the axe guy or staying here with the creepy guy. I'll follow along behind the axe guy.
Okay.
Tathlan will finish packing up this setup he's got, and he'll walk over to where he's like hooked up to this meat hook and grab the bucket of blood, and he'll basically just be carrying that as he like kind of starts walking and following them out.
Because hydration is important. So you follow them in third place. So down below decks at this moment, Lucas. The little goblin is walking ahead of you. So, what do you want to do?
Do you mean short term or long term?
I mean, right now.
Right now, I want to find the people I was traveling with.
Oh, they'll be upstairs. I can take you
Okay.
there.
Oh, you know,
Or just keep
makes
going
sense
up.
to do that. I mean, we're going up. We might as well just keep doing that. We'll run into them eventually. This is how
Just,
things usually work.
don't tell them I'm here, right?
Well, chances are they know. But I'm not worried
how
about
would
that.
they know I'm sneaky?
Don't worry about that.
I mean, that's literally my middle name.
Well then, something sneaky something. I don't think you gave me your first name.
Or the last.
Can I have at least the initials?
I can't spell.
Can I have your first name?
Fred.
Fred.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, Fred, you are now under my protection.
How come that makes me feel less safe and not more?
Oh, because I'm going to be asking you to do something for me.
Ah, shit, I knew it. What?
Help me raise an army. And potentially lead a small... we had a word for it back my home. We called it espionage.
You want me to spy? Oh, I'm good at that. I'm sneaky. I told you, that's my middle name.
Exactly.
Fred Sneaky Pete.
Fred Sneaky Pete. Well,
Yeah, they say never touch it, never trust a goblin with two first names. They're right.
I think they shouldn't trust a goblin with any first name.
So I'm not here, so I'm just gonna disappear. Just keep going up. And don't
Nope.
tell them I'm here. Oh, that rhymed. Oh, shit, wow.
Just like grabs him by the collar.
Ah!
You're staying with me.
Ah, crap.
We'll meet my friends. We'll have a few drinks, go along. And then we'll take over the planet. Take over the world, and then start killing gods. Then we'll become gods.
Isn't that a little... Oh, never mind. What do you want me to do right now?
Right now, I want you to come with me and help me find my friends. Well, I don't know. Friends is a stretch. Companion? People I know.
The people in that other cube are upstairs, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
His little feet are just wiggling in the air because you got him picked up.
Yeah, we're still walking together
Yep.
that way.
And you just keep walking up and up and up past endless doors, behind each of which he assures you is just huge amounts of food and supplies and tenting and camping gear and everything you could imagine somebody would possibly need, except for anything military, because that's on the other cube. Colleagues.
Before too long, you'll probably hear an axe going thud, thud, thud down the
Down the
stairs.
stairs coming towards you.
I also imagine just it's not just a perfectly straight piece of floor. So every so often, tink, tink.
Yeah, well, there's stairs and everything,
Tink.
so yeah. But
No, just like tiles.
yeah.
Like it just hit the
Like-
tiles. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I
As
know I'm
you-
putting words into your axe.
It's all
Oh,
as they
leave
get
it
closer,
still.
as the two groups get closer to each other. You hear the little goblin. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I don't know why they put those on there except for me to break them off. But I mean, whoever puts a pen in their pocket anymore? Never mind. As you get closer and closer, the goblin that you're holding up starts to pray. Do you speak goblin?
No, but if I can understand a prayer, I'll immediately say, "There are no gods here, only me."
No, I pray to the sneakiest god ever. They're everywhere.
And Lucas just lets his helmet fall back a little bit,
Yep.
and then just shows him the primordial that is underneath it.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. It's right behind you.
Just Lucas lets one of his eyes trail off
Blink.
behind him.
There is an image behind you, just hovering in space, of a tiny warforged goblin with one goblin eye and one metallic eye, wrapped in rags and bits of cloth.
I've heard of this one.
And you hear beside you,
You know what? We look similar enough to something that they know. And then just the eye comes back.
and you get to this door. At the same time, on the other side of this door, William and Aldith and Tathlan arrive. William, you're there first because you left first. This door is locked and does not slide open like the rest of them do when you arrive.
That's okay. Wouldn't be the first door. William is going to attempt to pry this door open.
Yep. So you start with your axe, I'm assuming.
And as I come up, I look for a monitor on the wall going, what the hell? And point towards the door.
Tathlan, as you come up the rear.
As Tathlan sort of starts approaching to where Aldith is, let's go. Human, answer me a question. Do you believe that rot can be removed, no matter how ingrained it is?
Do I believe what can be removed?
Rot, pestilence, filth.
Depends on the rot and the material it's within.
You're gonna have a stronger belief than that if you're gonna become better.
Better
Can any
than
of this?
what?
Can Lucas hear any of this?
No, but at exactly that moment, just as Aldith says, better
What
than...
the hell?
Yeah, exactly. At that moment, William, you're just about to start applying a pressure. You just got the axe wedged in there really good, and you're just about to push, and the door opens apparently on its own from the other side. And standing in front of you is Lucas, his little bullet, and in one hand, a squiggling, squirming goblin.
Oh, the uninvited one.
That's my other middle name.
Everyone, this is Fred. You're Fred Uninvited Sneaky Pete.
Tathlan was sort of like walk past Aldith and just like up and down, like, what do you know? He survived. You disappear a lot. That's good.
Yeah. No, I'm a little here and there.
Oh, and I believe somebody might be using the microwave at Scarred's house.
They better not be.
You froze up briefly there visually, but that's okay. We got the verbal. And the little goblin next to you, hanging from your hand, says, "So we're good now, right? I can go." And he starts squirming.
Lucas takes a little, like just a small, one of the many small knives he has on him.
Yep.
Places it in a pocket of him, like a little pocket knife. Taps it closely and goes, "I'll be able to find you if I need you again."
You just call and I'll not come running. I promise.
You will come sprinting.
Yeah, that's it exactly. Yep. Just put me down, okay?
And just kind of lightly tossing him.
Yep. And he hits the ground running and just and at about 5 steps, he not even to a corner. He's just gone. Like you can hear footsteps, but you cannot no longer see him. He really is sneaky to the point where he just went invisible in front of you.
Yeah, well, you know, there's such a thing as locate item.
Oh yes. Yep.
I'm not worried.
Yep.
I know he said he was going to build an army. He's doing it. How strange. Commendable. Tell me, you want a gift? And Tathlan's going to hold out the bucket of blood over to Lucas. It's like, drink.
Lucas just puts a hand on it, and half the bucket
Oh no.
slurps through into the armor.
Yeah.
Okay, God's above.
Yes.
That's
no,
okay.
it's
It
like-
worked. You came back just in time.
Got through.
Yeah, it got through.
as that happens, you can see a massive grin goes on Tathlan's face, and he puts it like, "I thought so," before he puts the bucket away.
Yep. So, yeah.
William will take this moment because I don't think Lucas knows that the moon is falling.
No, I don't think so either. I also think he's completely frozen.
Any king
you're
needs
back.
tribute.
So William will go and give him a brief rundown. The moon is falling. We need these ships to go up to the moon. We need 6 of them.
Yep.
We got this one. We pretty much commandeered this one for the most part. Now we need the weapon one.
Well, I was gonna head over there anyways. An army is fought with tools.
We have a thing that'll open the doors.
That's better than my plan.
Yes, now we just have to have something to get over there quickly.
Lucas just whistles,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
as quickly as possible, an androsphinx darts through everywhere, landing right behind William Tathland.
Oh, they're not gonna get one in here. Androsphinxes are huge. These hallways are only like 10 feet wide. They can be outside the window, but. Sorry.
Oh, sure. Anything that needs to be.
Yeah.
Like just a claw pops through a window. Hello, guys. Hi, guys. It's me. It's Bernard.
Yeah, Tatho would turn around over to Aldous, and he's like, "You should ride that horse of yours over to it."
Ah, yes,
Pulling
Bjorn!
out my dagger and start trimming my nails.
He's very nice. You know, we're having such a bromance. It's just phenomenal the way that we're getting along. Oh, I told him about my favorite film. You probably don't know about films. You're all backward savage people. But you know, films, and it was just I'm king of the world, and it's just a lovely bit. I told him all about it, and this never let go scene, and he just cried, and I went, it makes no sense. There was room for both of them, but you know, whatever.
How does he tolerate it? How? It's under his control. Power. This power is worth being like, annoying still.
And the door to the bridge open at this second, and standing there is the goblin again, Fred. But he is now in the fanciest regalia military ensemble you have ever seen. Just rows and rows and rows and rows of awards and medals and stuff hanging around his neck, and a big hat that says across the front, it's not spelt right, but it's supposed to say Admiral. And yeah, he's got like fancy like knee-high boots and jodhpurs on, and he steps in and goes,
And Alden starts laughing. She says to that Warcrest, I think that's your fault.
No, I really don't care. It
Fred
works
the
well
General
for me.
Sneaky Pete here for a mission, sir.
Well, technically, you'd be known as Chief of Spies. But
Chief of it is, sir. You keep breaking up.
sorry, the armor, it's causing a little bit of a issue with the vocal. I'll just take it off for a moment. Just and he goes, Chief of Spies, and he just takes the hat, crosses out Admiral, and writes Chief.
And he never breaks the salute. He says, "So, shall I get the boat ready, sir?"
And he's making sure that it's red, the color of his regalia.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That would be. How well can you fly the? How well can you ride?
I can get
Ride
us
the
over
boat?
there in a couple of
Pilot
minutes.
the boat.
I
As-
am the bestest pilot
And
on this ship.
Well, probably
Oh,
the only
good.
one after something happened with these ones. I don't even know what happened with them. I'm just assuming they killed someone.
Why would you assume that?
And it's not like he handed you a bucket of blood or anything.
A boat out in these sands.
Do you mean boat or ship?
Boat.
And I say directly to Fred.
Sandboat.
Works out, though. Then. And how sneakily can you... Never mind, I have an idea.
Yeah, sneaky is not this boat's big deal. It's like 30 feet tall and 30 feet long. It goes really fast, though. It's hard to hit. As long as it's windy, but it's always windy here, so yeah. And he's just like, you can see his eyes are just sparkling.
Yeah, no, I can get that. I can make it work. Sorry, Lucas is going, all right. We're going on a boat.
Okay, well, that answers that question.
Hopefully they're as pure over there as here. I need more stockpiles.
Well,
What he's
I
got's gonna
don't
go
know your
bad. There
name
was
yet.
enough of it.
I really don't know anyone's name yet.
You see, like Tathlan sort of like,
It's only been a week.
oh, it takes a moment, like as he realizes he has no idea what these guys' names are either. And so then, what is yours, King?
I'm Lucas Alexander Warcraft.
And what's his name? Pointing like at your chest to the armor.
This is the armor penance.
Great to meet both of your acquaintances.
And this is Red. And he,
And he does a curtsy, like with his like fancy robes.
Oh, yeah.
Lucas also goes, this is also Red. He just pulls out his sword and puts it down. It talks.
Okay.
The fault of people is not going to be surprised that things talk to him.
Everything I... Yeah, weirdly, everything I wear talks to me. Don't ask questions. It was some weird blacksmith thing. I don't know.
Magic, always a problem. Always a problem.
I mean, why do you think that one talks? Hello, it's me, Bernard!
Tathlan just does like a little turn. Pal. Remember Pal?
No, it's
And in my head, I just heard Tathlan say, I wonder what idiot tastes like.
so is the goblin still standing there saluting?
Yep.
So are you going to take us to this boat or what?
Absolutely, thank you for the order. Now I can move. And he turns around and just, boom, like he's not even waiting for you. He's just zooming down the hall away from you.
Tathlan will sort of like
Just
take a step back and then like
dust
like
cloud.
point to, like kind of like go to Aleph, like you go first kind of thing.
Yep.
In front of you? I don't think so.
How long like Tathlan's kind of just like staring, just waiting for you to go and just like waiting how long it takes for you to just like just not go.
And I'm still trimming my nails with that dagger.
For the love of all that's good and for the love of all that's good and unholy in this goddamn multiverse. Lucas just starts following.
Heading in that direction. Absolutely. William, we haven't heard from you in a while.
He's just gonna follow.
Okay.
We've got the objective. We're moving towards it now.
Absolutely. So the four, all of you head in that direction eventually?
Yeah, Tathlan will wake up like just so it's long enough that's really awkward, and that's when Tathlan will
And
start
then
going.
go. Yeah. So
I don't care if it's
Aldith is
awkward.
bringing up the rear. Gotcha. All right. So you guys head down the hallway, and the goblin ahead of you opens up a door and steps inside and sort of looks around the corner of the door at you and says, I present your chariot. And behind him
Pompous little
you see...
git.
Behind you, you see the... it's one of those three-wheeled, like, dune racers, right, with the big sail on it. And you sit in it and scoot across the desert. It's basically like a trimaran, but it's... okay, I'm getting blank looks. It's a long, thin tube that you all sit in, and it's got the two wheels on the side and one wheel at the front and a big bloody sail in the middle. And you use it to sail on sand instead of on water. Yeah.
I'm impressed, actually. Aldith is impressed, actually.
While we're walking, Lucas is still turning to William briefly and going, what's your name, Dump?
William will look at you, and he will just tell you what. If you can actually make it without dying, I'll let you know. But you don't have a good track record on that.
No. But weirdly, I get stronger each time. I don't know, some weird plan from some upper being with a purple beard. I don't know.
Kill me last. So you get to the ship. All of you can climb in if you wish, and the tiny goblin jumps into the cockpit. He has to stand on the seat. And he looks around, he says, "You ready?
Ready as we will be.
Let's rock!" And he pulls his big
And I'm holding
lever back. The brakes come off, the sail unfurls, and just like right now, acceleration. You're pushed back in your seats, and you start racing across this wasteland towards this other cube. Within seconds, you're within the firing range, and the firing starts to come down around you. Just
Oh, while this was happening, sorry, Lucas cast darkness over top of the thing,
okay.
over top of the skiff. Goes
Yep.
by 60 by 15 feet.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, they're just bombing the darkness, and that's still a fairly small target, but yeah, it'll make it harder to hit.
Well,
but
and then the darkness can go that way, and we can go this way, and they'll
you
keep
can
on.
do all kinds of stuff.
What the
with it,
heck? You know?
Yeah.
How far away is the cube? Like approximately will be Tathlan be able to guess how long it will take to get over there? Does it seem like it'd be
It's gonna take maybe 2 or 3 minutes at this speed.
2 or 3 minutes?
Not
Okay.
long. Yeah.
As that's happening, Tathlan will take out from his backpack the other bullet that he hasn't, the baby one.
Yeah.
Like sort of tap it awake, and then with his dagger, like crack open the back of it and start eating it while it's like still like kind of screeching.
Yep. That's right.
Waiting,
You kept the live one. Yep.
It's like-
Yep. So it's yeah, you're having a snack.
Yes.
The little one on your shoulder, Lucas, looks over at that and starts to run down your arm and is like trying to, like they're getting ready to, like a cat getting ready to jump. And it looks like they're going to jump over onto Tathlan.
Yeah, no, I got that, even though it got really choppy for me.
Okay. Yeah, it's getting choppy from our end too. So
Yeah, I don't know what the
that's okay. We can
hell
still hear
is
you.
going on.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just as he's getting like very mid-beginning jump.
Yep.
He's caught in the hand
Yeah.
and then brought close, just very quietly said, "The time for vengeance is not now."
Tathlan will be looking straight at the thing as it like jumps towards him, just like still continuing to eat at the other bullet.
Yep. Lucas, you say that to it, and you look down and you see your little bullet is drooling. This wasn't vengeance. He wants some.
Oh. Tathlan! Mind sharing?
Tathlan was like look over and I'm gonna do an inside check on this little bullet.
On the bullet? Okay, yeah. I love it. Yeah, let's have a roll. We've been playing for an hour. We should probably have a
I
roll.
want to do a roll. 10.
Dead average.
It's really hard to read this little beastie, but drool coming out of the mouth is pretty obvious. It's just looking straight at what you're eating and just drooling.
Tathlan, with that, appreciates this thing's desire to consume,
Yep.
and was like, "Well, since he asks so nicely," and holds it out like, you know how you like feel a horse like
Yep.
poor palm, you just like
Fingers together
holding it
and
open,
yeah,
yeah.
thumb tucked. Yep. And yeah, there's just a snap faster than you could almost imagine, and the little piece is gone from your hand, and there's just a little tiny red spot in the palm where he kind of nicked your palm. And he pulls back. Nom, 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 nom. It's just, it's
Tathlan's sort of
it's in ecstasy.
it's a good one.
And then it runs back up Lucas's arm and sort of snuggles in against your neck. And it's...
Good law. Good little fella.
And you race across the desert with the shots pounding around you. You realize I'm not rolling for this because hitting a small, fast-moving target with heavy artillery is just not possible. That's like it's just not going to happen. But there's blast holes happening in front of you. But your little goblin pilot is just he's surfing in the holes and in craters, and he's banking this thing, and he may very well be the best pilot you've ever seen. I mean, you haven't seen any pilots because everything you do gets pulled by a horse, but this guy is clearly good at what he does. The hat's all askew. Every time he turns, all the awards and things they jangle as ding 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 as he's turning, and he's standing on the seat with his little clawed feet hooked into the leather, and he's just muttering "Iticus, Iticus, Iticus."
Whatever gets them through the day.
Is there anything anybody wants to do on the way there?
I did my bit.
Yeah.
William's just preparing.
Yep.
The cannons that are like the guns that are shooting at us.
Yes.
In the first cube, they had to like open up a door.
Yep.
To do so. Is this the same thing?
What's happening on this one? You can, as you look up at it, this one has a number of turrets projecting out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they're all like automated. Like we can't see anybody yet.
No,
right?
you can't see any people from this range.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all being run from inside, which makes sense. Good questions, but yes, you can see no targets as of yet. You race closer and closer, and as you get closer, you get to a point where the firing stops because you're inside their minimum range. But it's at this point that the small arms open up on you, and these can hit. Absolutely. In fact, they start stitching.
My shield.
They start stitching the desert on both sides of you, just and laser blasts blowing chunks of the sand and turning them into glass. And the cries of Iticus stop altogether, and you look over, his lips are moving, but he's not even speaking out loud anymore. But it's like looking at the eye of a hurricane, because all around you is pain and explosions and just death flying around. As you blow past that little camp of humans that was just inside, a heavy round lands behind you and just eliminates that whole little village. The machine gun fire continues on, and the goblin is just driving for everything he's worth.
I'd like to cast a cantrip
Okay.
that creates it's minor illusion.
Yep.
So it's just creating essentially a replica of this
Yep.
little skiff
Yep.
next 30 feet away from us,
Yep. Absolutely.
traveling at speed.
Yep. Can't be larger than a 5-foot cube.
Never mind.
That makes it difficult.
No, but perspective. If you make it look as, with perspective
If you
stuff,
put it
you
much,
can play
if you made it
tricks
much closer
with
to
that.
them, I'll give you some. Like the dust. I'll give you a dust. How does that work? Like the dust trail behind you? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You're
I
in
was
darkness
thinking that,
anyway, so they can't see you.
Yeah. Yeah, either way.
So, whistling closer, and all of a sudden, a row of machine gun fire just rips off the front of your ship. The front wheel's gone. The sail starts to fold forward. Your little goblin friend just holds onto the steering wheel and goes, "Ah, shit!"
William will go and grab hold of the the mast.
Yep. And
just go to root it and hold it in place.
Yep. The mast is, you lean back. Give me a strength check.
Do acrobatic or athletics?
Athletics, yes. That makes sense. I only play D&D 1.5 times a week. 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haul it back and drive it back down into the socket that it was coming out of. You are continuing at speed across the desert, but with no front wheel, and that is making it impossible to steer. You're starting to curve off course, and your little goblin is just hauling on the wheel, but it just won't turn. And
how do we need to turn? Like, which is there a direction we need to turn?
You need to keep
for
going
this?
straight, but he's drifting to the left now because the steering wheel is gone.
Okay, because we just need something to keep us straight.
Yep.
Lucas is going to kind of jump to the front of the ship and just drive the sword down.
Try to use it as a rudder at the front. Sure. Give me give me an athletics check to see if you can hold on to this thing.
23.
23.
Essentially
Yeah.
a tiller.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly, yeah. But at the front, it's kind of, but at least you can brace it against the front of the ship. So, yes, you can now steer on the front, but it means you are outside the cabin, and there's machine gun fire and blasting all around you into the dirt. You're getting very, very close.
Oh,
You're within about 120 feet now.
This is...
We lost him.
No, I'm
Yep.
Okay.
So you're
I was
really
just looking annoyed.
You're quite close now. Go ahead.
Just with an offhand, I'll try to defend as well as I can against bullet fire.
Well, it's whistling around you, but I'm not making you make any saves to avoid getting hit because this is just to get you to the ship. This is you don't get in my games you don't get killed en route to the fight.
I remember then you promised that he wasn't going to die. Or...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's been how long?
He's not dead yet. Not dead at all. In fact, he's not going to be. I'm not sure how yet, but he's not going to be.
I take resistance to all non-magical forms of damage. Bullets aren't magic.
Yes, they aren't. But the machine now starts to grind. You're holding the sail is going. The sword is in the front. You are within about 120 feet of it now, and your little goblin friend Fred looks at the four of you and says, "So, mission accomplished." And he starts opening the bubble.
I'll
Bernard,
glare at
get it
him
off.
and I'll get ready to jump out and
it's
start
Tafflin's
running.
getting out the ready to jump out as well.
Okay, William.
So we're about 120 feet away. You said.
Yep.
All right. So William's gonna go and he's just gonna run out and dash.
Yep, absolutely. So the three of you head forth. Lucas, what are you doing?
Lucas is calling Bernard and just taking the last 120 feet with Bernard.
Absolutely. So Bernard swoops down and picks you up. Yep.
Tathlan isn't going to dash, but because I've got a specific kind of armor, Tathlan's going to say a quick "Vrufnak" and click his fingers, and his armor's going to all go into a sort of full cloak that's the same color as the sand outside, and I want to roll a stealth check.
Oh yes, please. Yep.
25.
Of course you want to roll. You're level bazillion. You guys all want to roll. What'd you roll? 72. You just disappear. I mean, you're a bubble of dust and a bubble of dust on a plane full of dust. You're gone. As the rest of you leap out, you notice behind you, Fred leaps out the other side and just bolts across the desert. There's machine gun fire ripping out every once in a while. There's a big explosion. You see dust fly. And when the dust settles, you just see them just... At one point, his hat comes off. He skids to a stop, turns around, picks up his hat. There's a huge explosion right where he would have been if he'd kept running. And he screws the hat back down on his head and just...
God damn, do I know how to pick him.
He's heading...
Yeah, so I've got my shield and I'm running and dodging kind of randomly. There isn't a lot of I mean, there's debris and stuff around, but there isn't much in the way of other obstacles.
No,
so
it's just a straight sprint. You can see the door ahead of you on the base of the pyramid. It's kind of an inverted pyramid that you're under now as you run towards it. You have the controller?
I have the controller.
So do you hit that button?
As I get close, I push the button.
Yep. And you see the door ahead of you outline in white for a moment. And then there's a... And the door blows out of its socket and slams to the ground in front of you. Ahead of you, you can now see an open hallway to the ship.
Okay. I expected it to... That's not quite what I thought we were doing, but... Okay, do we have to fix it later? I don't care right now. I'm getting inside.
Yep. The others. Yeah, there's a hole in the bottom of yours and your original one too. So.
Yeah, don't worry about problems you don't have to
Supply
worry
one
about
is
till
still
they come
sealed.
up,
I'm not a complete dick. One of your 3 cubes is still sealed. So well, you haven't got the third one yet. But anyway. Yes, so you get to this door and slam yourselves in through the hole. The second you do, all the firing outside stops. But you hear footsteps slamming towards you up the hallway coming towards you. They haven't gotten... You can see ahead of you, there's another cross hallway, and you can hear footsteps coming from that direction.
I want to be at a corner so I can hear footsteps coming, but they won't be able to see me so that I can ambush them.
Absolutely,
Yeah, as Tathlan goes in, he'll say the same words "Vrufnak" and click again, and his outfit will go to the same color of the walls around here, and he'll move basically the exact same Alice does, sort of blend into the wall.
Absolutely. William?
William,
Two of them are hiding. This is why I went to you now.
No, we're in fight mode now.
Oh, yeah.
William is gonna keep on running towards her. Would you let him have a held action so the moment he sees someone, he'd be able to rage?
Yes, absolutely. That makes sense. Yeah, you're just waiting for that visual cue, the first enemy that comes around the corner with death in their eyes, and it's just like, oh, let's play. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start this combat with you raging. Lucas.
There's no dead body anywhere nearby, is there?
Nope, there's no, you can't see anybody right now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, no.
Give us
I'm
a minute.
immediate. I just want to play Animate Dead. Sorry. Lucas is coming in, sword at the kind of sword at the ready, a little lazy, looking over a little lazily.
Yep.
Because a king does not hide.
Yes. Let me do this clear.
And
We
I'm
do-
activating my tattoo.
Yes. We don't normally do this, but I have had far too much coffee. So we're going to take
Oh.
about a 3-minute break here before we continue on with this combat. Lucas, yeah?
Last thing I'd like to do, just as I'd like to channel divinity to cause dreadful aspects. So, as an action, any creature that comes within 30 feet.
Yep. Absolutely. Makes perfect sense. So I'm going to go back to our intro screen for about 2 or 3 minutes, and we will be back, and we will roll some initiative. In fact, you guys, if you want, can roll the initiative while I'm gone. Back in a few minutes, folks. There we go. We are back. Whew, needed that. So, with that, the four of you just do it. The four of you hurl yourselves into this hallway and prepare for battle. William and Lucas just boldly striding up the hall, or staying where you are. You're both sort of melee guys, I think. So,
William he's charging.
yeah. So the hallway goes down about 50 feet and then tees. So yeah, you're heading that way. Lucas, you said you were walking, right?
So are they
Nonchalantly
going-
walking, yeah.
Are footsteps coming from two directions then?
It's kind of hard to tell. Give me a perception check.
So they're charging one direction and we're ambushing the other
Well,
direction?
you're kind of going this way at a T. There's a T junction.
You want everybody to roll perception?
Sure. Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
would
what
that would
the hell?
likely.
You're running down there. How are we? The
Wait,
battle's
sorry,
going to be way
uh,
over there.
I am just letting everyone know. Add 3 to your perception.
Oh, because you're around here.
Dead,
Yeah.
dead average then.
29
I'm still too busy going,
Yeah.
well, what the hell? We're supposed to ambush them. They're supposed to come to us. What are you doing?
This
Oh
makes
wait,
sense.
no, don't add 3 to your perception.
William, you're the
Never mind.
closest. It's okay. It all worked anyway. You're the closest. Tathlan, you can hear this as well. They're coming from both sides of the T.
Tathlan's going to get as far as he can comfortably get without making too much noise, so it can still blend into the side and like get an ambush, be as close as possible, so it can burst out and
Absolutely,
start
yeah.
chopping.
Yeah, I don't have a map for this because I didn't know where you were going to go in. There was a couple ways into this ship, so especially if you'd stuck around and read or heard the instructions. But that controller does so much shit you wouldn't imagine. Anyway, yes. So Tathlan, you hear they're coming from both directions. William, 26. There's at least a dozen coming from each direction. And they're military. They're in stride, just dunk, 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 they're coming. It's also very heavy metallic footsteps. They're much heavier than humans.
Tathlan almost has a smile on his face, like, oh, this brings me back.
And let's just cut to where the first of them get to the corner. And you hear, as you're approaching William and the others, you hear the footsteps start to stop, from a run down to a walk and then a stop. And you start to see them peeking around the corners with rifle in hand, and they're leaning forward around. Eldith, at the top of the order.
With the 15 feet, they don't have to get within 5 feet of me. You know,
Yeah.
as soon as it comes near the tendrils, the black tendrils lash out with my dagger.
Absolutely. 23 absolutely hits, so...
Wait a second. Oh, fun! I just realized something. Yeah. Because Dompier are technically undead, William gets a +4 to all of his attacks.
Yeah, because he needed that. Yeah. What'd you roll?
Cool.
76?
Okay, so I do this as my
Yep.
first attack.
And they are
And
under partial cover. but
what
you-
have I got? What have I got then?
The dagger slashes out with the darkness sort of trailing off behind it. It strikes into the forearm of one of the first arm that's around the corner. You see it cut through some armor, but it's different armor. It's not metal. It looks like a lot of this ship does. It's that stuff that when you tap it, it goes tick, tick, tick. It's plastic, but it's high-impact plastic. It rips through, and you can see it take damage down the arm. And it kind of pulls back around the corner just to be replaced immediately by another one. Anything else?
Okay, so I am going to use a superiority die with this as I do the second attack.
Yep.
So it'll do a sweeping attack. That
Okay.
if it'll get the one, if they're that close,
Oh yeah, they're shoulder to shoulder.
sweeping
Yep.
attack to get what the next one along as well.
Okay.
So if that would have hit the second one as well, the second one would take a superiority die of, what are my superiority dice? They are,
tens at this level.
You said they're around the corner, right?
They're just they're basically doing the lean around the corner rifle shooting, like the
aha,
yeah.
They should have half
There.
cover then.
They technically do, yeah.
Well, but yeah,
The
as I'm in
23
as
still
they
hit.
come out.
The 17, unfortunately, against half cover does not. I do a negative
Okay.
modifier for cover, not
Okay.
disadvantage. So,
Okay.
But yeah, there's a black and around the corner, but it doesn't do any additional damage.
Okay. And then I think I am going to, let's see. I don't want to get close enough to use my offhand.
Yeah, because you're at range right now. So
Yeah, I'm at range right now, and the rest of the stuff, no.
you do
I
have your
am
two
going
beasts in the
to
front, so-
move. I'm going to move a little bit away because if they see an attack coming from right there, they're going to go there. So I'm going to move about 10 feet that way,
Absolutely, still hidden.
and then I'm done.
Yeah. Tathlan.
Alrighty, so
They're not even looking at you. They don't see you at all. Not with that
All
bloody
right,
stealth roll they don't.
Tathlan's gonna very quietly, even like basically like slink along the wall to get
Yep.
close, and then with a very quick just peek around the corner and just start slashing at the first person on the corner.
Absolutely. It's this wounded guy trying to back away.
Alrighty, do I get advantage because of stealth?
Yes. And
Alrighty,
several
let's
other
roll.
reasons, yeah. Yeah.
Let's roll some dice. 4 attacks coming at you.
Oh, God. And yeah, they don't have cover for you because you're in melee. So.
Okay, so I got a 31, a
Holy
25,
shit.
a 27, and a 32, which was
Wow.
a crit on my last.
17 is 33 plus 8. Yep. That one's
I'd also
gone.
like to point out that because I got to level up, that critical is a devastating critical, which adds my level damage. That's an extra 15 on top of that as well.
Oh. Okay. Oh, math. 16 plus 20, 36, 47, 57, 63 points of damage from that. From the crit and the one before it, yeah. 27 plus 15 plus 16, yeah. So 31 plus 27, 57, yeah. So yeah. Yeah. You just come around the corner with agony and anguish, and you reach up, and the first one had that the armor ripped open in his arm. You just kind of pin through that right into his chest and drive him to the ground and just give it a quick wiggle, and then step back up, and with the other hand you come up underneath the armor, right underneath the breadbasket here, and you feel it as it goes in. It cuts the the diaphragm.
Yep.
You can feel it cuts that, and then it goes up into a lung, and you can feel it's just like, oh, one more millimeter poke into the heart, and you just feel it, and then you just take the knife out, and it just goes numb and falls to the ground. You've killed 2 of them so hard that I've gone out of focus. There we go.
Oh yeah, it's how much movement will I have after that?
You were right there, so you still got sort of 15 or 20 feet at least.
All right, so but yeah, after absolutely decimating, like coming around the corner, just
You've left
got it as
none
quickly-
in melee range to you. Yeah.
Yeah, as quickly as
only
he's
2 of
gone,
them, so-
then he's going to fall back and then kind of like go back behind the cover, like basically prepared for someone else to come around the corner and counterattack him.
Absolutely, and just waiting for that extra move. Gotcha.
And that shall be my turn.
William, enraged.
William is going to go to the opposite corner, and he's coming right around it. Well, you know what? We'll say he takes a leap and leaps on like the opposite wall and just like uses it as a springboard to shoot off on the other.
Jump back and then come back through them. Absolutely.
So I will take 2 swings, and these will both be reckless attacks.
Yep. So with advantage. I've gone all international. Advantage.
Oh yes, the avantage.
And that will be with a +4, I guess, from
27.
Luca.
No,
Hit.
it's damage. You get an extra 4 damage.
Oh, even better. 21, 31,
And an extra 4 to hit.
49. Plus
So
4, so 54 points of damage.
minus 7 because it's somehow it's adding my strength to the rage damage.
47.
Shouldn't be doing that.
Okay. So 40. Okay.
And then
When you see the shock wave, the axe hits, and it's like when you watch the replay of that beautiful knockout. They hit here, and the whole body just ripples, just as the energy transfers. You hit him, and you can see the armor judder. That's how hard it hits. 17 hits and 34 more points. Yeah, you pull it out, and just swing again, and you hit that same spot in the chest, and the armor just shatters. The axe goes in and out the back, and you almost kind of have to catch it because it goes right through.
Not to
that
be
one's
semantics, but it's 38 points of damage.
It really doesn't matter. They didn't have much left after that first hit. I mean, they are soldiers, but they are only minions, right? You guys can fight the Marines next week. For now, you just got to get in. So, anything else, William?
You did say you would let me.
Yes.
Actually, no. Go ahead.
I don't remember what I said, but yes. What do you want to do?
We'll do it next turn.
Okay.
Let's go.
There is a group of them. The only ones that they can physically see right now are William and Lucas, I believe.
Why can't they see me?
You're hidden, right? Didn't you hide back down the hall?
Well, I moved.
You moved, right.
Hide.
Okay,
I moved, but if they come around, they would see me.
that is true. So, yeah.
And they know someone's got to be over that way because they saw
The thing is, though, there's only one that can get her. Is there any of them that can get her around the corner right now? Because William went, because Tathlan fell back.
Yes.
So, yes, so that right side, as you're looking at it, the right side of column is unblocked. William is around the corner, and that left one acting like a plug, so nothing's coming out of there. But the other side, only two get to peek around the corner and have a shot.
How many of them can Lucas see when they do that?
You can see both of them.
Then they need to make wisdom saves.
That's right. Wisdom saves, D20. These are only soldiers. No, they're going to get a bonus to this. They're soldiers, for God's sakes. So there's two of them. There's the first one, 17. Second one, 6. So yeah, the second one just rather and just dumps back around the corner and starts. You can hear them start to run, but it doesn't really reduce the number because.
17 tie goes to defender, right?
If they tied your number, then they made it.
Yeah, then
Your DC
only the
17?
second one.
Yeah, so yeah.
My DC is 17 exactly.
Yeah. So the first one is right in front of you, basically, just lifts up his pistol and just kind of doesn't make eye contact and just squeezes off a shot. But they are quite good at this. One would hope. 20?
No, not even slightly.
Wow. Okay. And then no, there isn't a second one. The second one got driven back around the corner by the fear. So, wow, that's the end of them. Lucas, your turn. The left hallway is blocked. It's got a William in it.
I know. How close would you say how large would you say the hallway is, and how large would you say the cube is?
The cube. Oh, the entire cube is probably a quarter of a mile on a side. It's massive.
So
1,000 feet.
More
on the
than
side.
500 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lucas is going to do two things essentially.
Yeah.
He's going to walk over and just start acting a bit as a plug. Just go to murder the other two.
Okay. Yep. So you go to the side that William isn't at.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. You step around the corner. Blah. I got a couple more saves to make as they become aware of you. I'm going to roll twice for the ones that are left. So first, unknown number makes it. Second, unknown number does not.
Also makes it.
It's only a 9 on their second
okay.
one. So yeah, they as you step around the corner, there's about a dozen of them in front of you, but the back 6 just and just flee. They turn and run. You can hear their officers screaming for them to get back in the fight, but no, not a chance.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take swings at the closest ones.
Yep. There's still 5 of them right in front of you, basically in a row.
Does the first hit?
29 hits. Yes. Yep.
I'm going to, just for the sake of it.
37. Oh, nice. You did the thing that does all of it. 37. So that does not quite kill them. They are still alive.
No, but I'm going to attach a smite to it because,
Okay. How many?
And a 3rd level smite gives me about 4d8.
Yes. 18 more. That does it. So you and he's standing there in front of you, just and then your sword just explodes inside them.
Yeah.
And just drop to the ground.
This second hit with the Redeemer It's only a 15.
15
Oh,
does not hit. You slam into the wall as it ducks. The next one ducks underneath your attack.
All right.
Your sword slams.
Lucas,
Oh, actually, your sword slams into the wall and does 31 points of damage to the wall. It buries into the wall. You can hear, and as you pull it back out, you see smoke and sparks coming out of the hole.
Yeah, Lucas is going to smoke and sparks.
Yep.
Out
of character, you just
literally-
put your sword through an electrical box.
Yeah. No. Bernard is still by the front
Yep.
of the thing,
Yep. He's outside. He's got to stay outside. He can't fit in.
and because he's, but he can do first roar, and Lucas will tell everyone to cover their ears.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. What's the penalty if they fail this roll?
Each creature that fails a DC 18 Wisdom saving roll is frightened for 1 minute. The
Okay.
frightened creature cannot repeat the saving throw. Can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect itself on itself and on a success. However, the roar is 500 feet.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that affect us?
That's why he told you.
Yeah, that's why I told you to cover your ears.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening. My ears were covered.
I'm just gonna do 5 for all of them. 1, 2.
So 3 of the 5 do not make it.
Yeah. So they hear this roar. It just echoes through. You guys, even with your hands over your ears, can feel it. I mean, it moves your bones. It does that thing where they vibrate and they vibrate at like different frequencies. So your shoulders and your socket doing this, and your knees are doing that, and your ligaments. If you were old, your ligaments would tell you were an asshole tomorrow. But but as that goes on, you see ahead of you, to the left and the right, they just start backing up, holding their ears and screaming. Blood's coming down the side of their faces. That gets rid of. Wow. I gotta learn how to run high level combat better than this. They're just fleeing left and right. There are a grand total of 4 left in front of William and 3 left in front of Lucas in those hallways. Out of the original 24, there are 7 left, and they've had 1 shot. It's okay.
That they missed.
Which they missed. The Marines are coming next week. They'll be better. Well, 2 weeks from now, I should say. But that was Lucas and company. Aldith.
So these people have these machine things that with projectile weapons.
Yep.
They die pretty easily to these guys.
Yep. Only 60 hit points each. Yeah.
There were a bunch of them, and now there are not.
Yep.
Did any of the guys who ran away in fear drop their weapons?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. I am going to. Are any of the 4 or 6 or whatever the number were, the remaining ones, are any of them within short distance of fallen weapons?
If you step up to that T and look, there's bodies right here, like right out just around the corners. And even the ones that haven't dropped their weapons, they're still in their hand, is laying on the ground dead. And then you've got a couple of steps in one direction, and William
That's true. I can take
mowing the
weapons off
grass
the dead
over
ones.
there, and Lucas mowing the grass over there, and Tathlan waiting to come around the corner, deliver hideous blows, and run away. As one does when one rogues.
Even though I'm not a rogue.
So,
Even though you're not yet.
okay, so I am just going to calmly come up and start stripping
Okay.
bodies of equipment.
Okay.
And seeming to disregard, however, I am going to kind of hold an action that if someone comes within, 15 feet of me, I will
Yes.
straight. And it occurs to me I actually have 3 attacks and I only used 2 last time. But
Oh,
what the heck?
yeah.
I don't seem to need.
You don't need
you
to.
don't
Yeah.
need my attacks. If somebody comes within 15 feet, sure, I'll use 1 attack. But other than that, I'm busy.
All right.
So when you say someone, do you mean someone or an enemy?
I assumed
well,
enemy, but yeah.
I would say a hostile, but Tathlan falls into
He says-
that.
That's Tathlan's middle name. is
One
hostile.
of these guys who belong in this cube. How
Yes.
about that?
A local. There you go.
Better?
A local, yeah.
Better. Okay.
Only killing the locals. All right.
Q person.
Cube person. Tathlan.
Alrighty.
So yeah, sorry, just before we do this, Aldith, yeah, you can start pulling out weapons, and there's all kinds of things on their belts. A whole bunch more things with buttons and lights on them.
When that one did shoot, was it like a projectile? Or was it a laser?
I hadn't actually decided yet. Let's go with.
It doesn't matter if it
let's go with that
doesn't
sort of Star Trek sort of pulse laser. Like it's a shot. It's only about yay long, but it's made out of light.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Tathlan makes a note of that as it happens because it would like kind of flown past him as
Yeah.
he looks down. But then swords both out after blocking the ears. Will basically quickly sprint past. Almost do like a running on the wall as he runs past William and starts chopping, slicing at the next two in line there.
Prince of Persia. You got this is the Prince of Persia hallway. Both of you have gone off the walls. That was a great mechanic, but what a crappy game.
I'll ask again if I've got advantage or not. No.
Yes. Yeah.
I
You're
still have
at the
advantage?
very
Oh,
least
yes.
they are they're frightened, engaged.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, they're frightened. Yeah. All right. Well, let's
If
get
Tathlan-
those 4 attacks out here.
Yeah, as if Tathlan.
27,
Oh, no, one more crit.
31,
All right,
30.
first.
Just
Okay, so that
piss off.
first attack gets another extra 15 points of damage onto
Oh,
it.
so it's 34, 37. Okay. So the second, that's perfect. The second one kills it. And that leaves that last attack another 13 points of damage onto the second last. There's now, you just come around the corner.
Yeah, so Tathlan runs on the wall. He jumps down. You see with like a quick 2 slices.
Yeah.
Cuts off his arms, kicks that one down, jumps forward and goes for 2 stabs, and then pulls out.
Oh, I love it. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Since
yeah.
that one didn't, however, die. Actually, these they have like a ranged weapon, and Tathlan now knows it's a ranged weapon.
Yes.
Tathlan's gonna then be just seeing its pain, just like give him like do a bit of a twist as a sword as he pulls it out.
Yeah.
And then again, quick as quick as he came in, swing back around the corner. And like smile, it's kind of like smile, like do like a go get him champ to William as he goes past.
He doesn't even try and punch. I mean, technically he could try and punch you as you left. That's still a melee attack, but he doesn't even. He's just falling back, holding his chest and looking at. I mean, from their perspective, they're invaders. They come running down the hall, highly trained soldiers that they are, and in 12 seconds, they've either fled or are dying like wheat being mowed in the grass in the field. So, yeah. Things are not going well for the peons today.
Yes, and that will be
And then,
Tathlan's
flip
turn.
back around the corner. William. There's only 1.5 left.
William, seeing Tathlan kind of like go and like run on the hall wall for a second.
Yeah.
As he tries to get by William will actually walk on the wall
Yeah.
and go towards the ceiling, and as he's hanging from the ceiling, he'll actually just go and take 2 more attacks. These will be reckless attacks as
That's
well.
not even a humble brag. That's just a flat out.
Yes.
Flex.
There's
flex,
the word I'm
yeah.
looking for.
Flex,
Pure
yeah.
flex. Yeah, and yes, raging and all kinds of minis. Yep. That's the first one. Yeah, you just, from on top, you just pendulum swing this first one and just right to the, oh, wow. 61 points, which is
No, 65.
well, because he gets the extra 4. Yeah, you needed 60 for the last one. So you tell me. You kill the first one, and then the second one is it's a one shot.
So we'll say that the first one will be the one that Tathlan wounded,
Yep.
and as he's kind of like going clutching his chest, you see William. The floor is just like littered with bodies, and it would normally be difficult terrain.
Yeah.
And William, he just goes and takes like a step onto the wall, take another step, and boom, on the ceiling. And as this guy's kind of like clutching his chest, he goes and looks up, and it's just like the swing of an axe just coming there.
Yep.
And it's just a clean right across the neck, and William just continues forward. And we'll say the other guy, he kind of goes and has that moment of, all of a sudden the buddy in front of him, his head goes and flying off. It just has a look As his eyes just can't help but look down and watch the head as it rolls to the floor.
Yeah.
And as he comes up, it's just the same thing where they just sees the glint of an axe.
And then pop. And down it goes. You look ahead of you. There's about another 50 feet of hallway and then a door which slams at this point. And you can see through a tiny window. One of the soldiers looks quickly through the window and then runs. And you see the circular wheel on this side start to...
William is going to take whatever movement of the 45 movement that he has and just go straight for that door.
Absolutely. You slam towards that door. There's a grand total of 3 of them left facing off against Lucas. One of them is in melee, so one of them attacks at disadvantage. Whoops. Ignore that roll. I forgot to add the modifier. Advanced dice roller, please. Thank you. 20 plus... See, these first 2 rolls are the first guy at disadvantage. So that missed. It's an 11. The last 2 are at regulars. So the first one, 24 to hit, Lucas, and a 22.
Yeah, both of those hit.
Okay. In that case, we're just going to roll 2 of those. So yes, you spin. There's only the 3 of them left. The first one is just falling back. The last one braces himself. And you can see he's given up. He has no expectation of surviving this. He's just going to try and take you down before he goes. And he lines up perfectly and drives 2 shots into your chest. And you just poof, poof. And you don't even blink. And he just looks at you and drops his weapon and turns to run. Morale be damned. He just watched like 23 of his friends killed or chased off. He's done.
And it's
your turn.
I don't even need to bother with any of this crap sort of move.
Oh, yeah.
I cast Animate Dead at 4th level.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty around. How many can you do at 4th level? Oh, crap.
I think it's only 3.
I think it's 3.
Okay.
Oh,
Get the ones I've already stripped of stuff here.
There you go. Yeah, you turn around and there's just
Oh no, and I
Elvis
choose
has got a
specifically
pile of gear.
I choose specifically some 3 that still have weapons.
Okay, so the 3 on your side. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because you want them to do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
that
just
I
go,
haven't gotten to yet.
and I just kind of wave them off, and I turn my back and I start walking away.
Yep.
So that they can just take 3 shots at these. So they can take 3 shots of whoever's left.
They are all that's left. The 3 of them. So yeah, you can have them shoot each other because you can control your Animate Dead, right?
Oh yeah, no, I have them shoot each other.
Okay. Yeah. So.
And they all get a +4 to attack rolls.
Sure. And they're
along with an extra 4 damage.
Plus they're dead. And
now their energy now turns into necrotic red energy that shoots out of their weapons.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Why not? So the 3 of them just set up this perfectly little tri-cornered duel. A truel? Yeah, that's what the technical word for it is. There's a really good game theory thing about what is the correct thing to do in a truel when you know one person's a better shot than you and one person's worse.
Wait, wouldn't this be like 3 zombies shooting the 3 alive guys?
There's only the 3 zombies left.
There's no alive guys
Oh,
left.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. No, you're right.
There were
Come on,
3
Brian.
alive guys
You
left.
took the 3 and now there's only 3. Yeah, so there's 3 left. So yeah, holy cow. Come on, Kevin, brain. You got to just like a couple more minutes, man. But yeah, the 3 of them stand up and just turn and are firing around you as you walk through. And yeah, they're going to mow down the rest of them. You guys can see right away, this is over. The 3 that are left are trying to leave, but between their zombie brethren and the locked doors, because both doors are now locked. One of them gets to the door and he starts trying to turn the wheel, but it looks like it's stuck. It's locked from the other side. And then poof, 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 takes like 6 shots in the back and falls to the ground.
Alrighty. Well, Tathland, for number 1, is going to go to one of those weapons and sort of like pick it up, as inspect it a little bit, holster it, and then go to the body of whichever one he took it off, I guess.
Yeah.
And then sort of like go to where he found like probably one of the ones that he killed, like maybe the one they stabbed in the chest, and then William took his head off.
Yeah.
And then sort of like put his fingers in the stab wound that he did, and then just as pure, more muscle, a bit more tender. It's a bit of work. This place will do.
Yeah, these are hyper fit soldiers, so the meat might be a little tough, but it's certainly flavorful.
Now these ones are already dead, so
Yeah.
Well, you just need to
muscles are-
butchery
tenderize.
is not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know there's more people on the ship though. So
Oh, yeah.
Tathlan's basically going to start like walking up to where William is,
Yeah.
and when he does that, he's going to take out this weapon and sort of like inspect and see if he can figure out like. Tathlan would have absolutely no idea what this is.
But you
so
have
I
seen
guess-
them. You have seen them used, and I mean, a
Yeah.
pistol is a pretty obvious thing. There's a handhold, and if you hold it the wrong way, it doesn't fit right, like because the back is angled, right? So you kind of like, no, it's got to be this way. My finger naturally goes in there. I just blew a hole in the wall. I know how these work now. You might not find the safety, but yeah, you absolutely. It's very easy to figure out how these things shoot.
And you might not know how to reload, but you know.
No, but he definitely wouldn't know how to reload. But yeah, he's basically just like looking that over that as he's walking over to catch up with William, who's been charging at the door.
There is a little screen on it, a little shiny glass screen. There's no numbers or anything in it right now, but there is this little screen on it.
Lucas is wanting to turn to the 3 zombies he now created, and goes, Arnold, Willard, not William, Willard, Zanzibar, thank you for your service. Goodbye. And he just has all 3 zombies like put the rifles underneath their what would be their heads.
Yeah.
As they salute off
And then
then
blow
pull
their
the
brains
trigger.
out. Absolutely. Okay.
And I'm as I
Great
as
Scott,
I get
as
each
Willard
kind of,
died. Never mind.
yeah, as I get kind of each sort of gadget thing, it's like I'm holding it up and say, okay, so what is this and what does it do?
And the engineer is answering you. The pistol is a pistol, one of the other ones that you hold up, and he says, communication device.
Communicate with what? Where?
If you press the green button, you can speak to anyone on this ship.
I push the green button. Run.
Okay.
Do I hear? Does it come out? Speakers.
Not in this hallway, but you can hear it through the doors. It wouldn't make sense for it to come out of this, like the room that you're triggered in would make sense for those speakers to work. So yeah, all around you can hear it, but not in this particular hallway.
Has William reached that door?
Yes.
All right.
Slam up to the door.
As William has reached that door, and you said it had like the little thing that was turning. William is just gonna grab that and just start yanking it back the other way.
The other way, yeah. You,
and,
give me an athletics.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, give me an athletics check.
And I'm
With
still
advantage 'cause you're
raging.
raging?
Yeah,
I get
you are. So you
advantage.
get advantage. Yeah. Just, don't lock me out.
Oh, that's still bad though.
That's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but you and you feel a resistance on the other side, and you again, and you're winning, but it's slow, and then you kind of look up, and the guy on the other side of the door makes a mistake, and he looks through the window, and he sees your raging, howling, peeling, nasty ass visage. Probably still hanging from the ceiling because you didn't tell me you came down. So he's actually looking at your chest with your head like below him, your hair, greasy old hair hanging down towards the floor, and you're just totally focused, drool coming out of your mouth, teeth grinding.
I was about to ask if William had like rabies foams.
Yeah,
like
he just
going.
raged right out.
We'll say no.
Yeah.
He's kind of got like a snarl on his face.
Yeah.
And you can see like the pointed canines.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like all
And
focused.
that's what it is. Thank you. That moment that you go, and they see the fangs. They just let go of the other side of the door and bolt, and all of a sudden it's just this thing spins in your hands, and the door open.
He's yanking that thing open.
Yeah. You haul that door open, and you hear footsteps running into the distance. Ahead of you is another T hallway that goes off in both directions. This one's wider, and there's doors along both sides.
Would Tathlan
Oh, good. So somebody
to,
said
like, through this
run,
door?
and then they're hearing footsteps of their peers running.
Oh yeah.
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 Would Tathlan get like
Oh.
past the door in
Yeah.
time to see the like dude trying to run around?
Yeah, there's the one guy. The only thing either of you can see is the one guy running towards the end of this hallway. Because again,
Oh, like
the hallway goes both directions, and there's 2 more of these doors at the end.
Yeah,
and then doors along
single-handed.
both sides.
with the sword in the other hand, Tathlan's just going to like put out bang, bang, bang.
Try and have a shot.
Take
Absolutely.
3 shots.
Yep.
Oh, I would need stats for it.
No.
If it's got any pluses, otherwise I'll just do one of my normal attacks.
Give me. I mean, you're not proficient with it, but I'll give you, just because, I mean, it's point and shoot. I'll give you a +4.
+4. All right.
Yeah. No proficiency, but
Yeah.
May I?
I mean, they're
I'm
designed
proficient
to
with
be.
improvised
I'd still get
devices.
dexterity, right? Wouldn't I?
Yes, because it's a ranged weapon. So yeah.
So
Well, you wouldn't, because you are not proficient with it.
Oh, so you don't get that? Okay.
No, yeah, you don't add your bonus. Sorry, you're rolling dex as your bonus to hit, but you don't. Yeah, you don't get it. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
D&D is so complicated compared to Tiny
I
Frontiers.
don't know why I rolled it like that. That's the worst. Sorry, so that'll be an 11, an 8, and a 7.
Wow, those are terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
It's just blam, blam,
just-
blam, blam, blam.
He's used to bows, and then something like all this just
But yeah.
recoil comes out of it. He's like,
Yeah, it's just, and it's like the second and third shot. Oh, I know what it is. It's like watching the person fire an automatic for the first time. The first
Yeah.
round's close, and it's just bam, bam, bam. Third one's in the ceiling, right? So, yeah.
Tathlan just
So I
kind of
look
like
at
looks
what
at it
he's-
and just like throws it on the ground. It's like,
It must be broken.
no, it's more just like
Tathlan is
who
not
would want
flawed.
that kind of like
Yeah.
erratic stuff, like when a bow would do the trick.
Sure. Yep. And you're good with a bow. Aldith?
But I watched
Yep.
what he did, and
Yep.
I watched what happened, and
Yep.
I am proficient with improvised weapons.
Okay, this is an improvised weapon for sure.
So I want to. So it's like I'm going to try this, and I'm going to be daring
Mm-hmm.
and aim just past Tathlin, slightly off to the left.
Okay,
of
just
him.
out to one side and ping, ping, ping. Okay, give me 2 shots. Yeah, use your bow, because you are proficient, so it counts. Yeah, just use your bow shot.
It'd be my dagger thrown then.
Yeah, that works, yeah. Your ranged weapon of choice. First one misses, second one hits, and right in the hip. Like
No, I don't hit him off to the side.
Oh, no, not Tatline. You hit the bad guy. The first round just misses and blasts into the door at the end of the hallway. The second round...
Oh, I didn't even know there was a bad guy there.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were shooting
towards
Tatlan?
Tatlan.
Oh, okay.
No, I was not shooting Tatlan. I
Okay.
was shooting past Tatlan.
Oh.
I said past. I
Yes,
was not
okay. I
trying.
thought you meant past Tatlan and into the bad guy.
Yeah,
Instead you
so
were
I-
just
Well,
trying
hey,
to-
if there's that 22, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, if somebody else jumps, it's like, oh, there's a bad guy there. The second one, I'll aim at the bad guy.
Okay, well, given that description, I'm going to... Yeah. Your first shot misses Tatlan by a mile. I mean, it's just like, it's not threatening at all. It's not even a flex. The second one goes right past his ear. They just... And completely by accident hits the guy running down the hall right in the hip and knocks him to the ground. He's now sort of trying to stand up and crawl. He's in that panic mode where, like, you're slightly injured, but you're kind of... You just can't even stand up anymore. Like, your body's revolting against everything that's happening.
Oh, yeah, well, Tathlan, like, after hearing, like, the loud crack just go past you, he'll kind of, like, do a glance back, but then immediately his attention is drawn to this guy now struggling, and you
Yeah.
can just, like, smile comes on his face as he pulls out his, like, sword and just kind of, like, not quite like what William does, but he's, like, putting the sword
Orders.
against, like, the side of the
Yeah.
wall with his hand going, like, on the other one, like, ting, ting,
Just
ting,
sparks.
and
yeah.
basically just, like, walks right up to the guy and impales him like old flat to the impaler and just
Yeah.
and like lifts him up and then slams it on the ground as the sword kind of goes through him before putting it off and then like having him shaking him off.
Absolutely. Just down into the corner. He's dead.
So this is going back a little bit.
Yeah.
Did Lucas see Aldith use the device to say run and hear a bit of the...
Sure. Yeah, you were right in the room, so yeah.
Okay. Lucas is going to ask very politely from Aldith to borrow said device.
Do I assume since I'm doing multiple bodies, I've got multiple
yeah.
of them, right?
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
if he can have a device of any sort.
Yeah.
He's going to walk over to Bernard
Yeah.
and he's going to tell everyone to plug their ears again. And he's going to have Bernard roar twice.
Into the Tannoy system. Yep.
Yeah. This is the thing, though. The best part. The first roar is that each roar does something different.
Okay.
The first roar is a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw.
That was the one we just did. Yeah.
The second one is a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw. It's deafened and frightened
Okay.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Frightening creature is paralyzed and can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn
Okay.
on a success. And then finally, the last one is each creature makes a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
On a failed save, the creature takes 8d10 worth of thunder damage and is knocked prone. On a successful save, it only takes half as much.
Okay, I will.
So may I roll 8d8?
You roll the damage, and I will spend all week rolling for every single person in this fucking cube to see if they saved or not.
Now, I have a
Twice.
question. Does it affect our Janir?
Sorry?
Does it affect our Janir?
You'd have to ask your engineer.
No. I'm not going to add.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I don't know if it affects them, and it's not going to occur to me until after Bernard roars into it. It's like, oh, did you hear that?
41 points of damage.
You get nothing back. No response to "Did you hear that?" That it's like the channels.
Oh, that
it's
might
like the channels open.
Warcrest. That might not have been a good idea.
Of course, Lucas knows nothing of the Janir
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
and is just going, why? I just killed I just did a ridiculous amount of hurt to the people on this ship.
Yeah, but
anymore.
one person, at least one person in the communication network was helping us.
Well, if he's dead, I'll revive him. Doesn't matter.
Don't we have to know where he is for that? Or can you roar that across the channel too?
I just need I'll go find him. I'll bring him back. Whatever.
Okay.
Lucas, Law starts gnawing on your ear, on your side of your armor, like ding, 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 ding. Very. You turn and look, and for the first time, you hear in your mind a voice, a very small voice, says, "We have to go.
Why?
Your destiny awaits."
Who am I speaking to?
Us.
Shit.
And then you hear it again in a multitude of voices. Us, 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 us. Give me a insight check on your little friend with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Because I think you've got this by the wrong tail. I want to give you a chance to correct that.
How the hell do I click it? I'm just going to roll it twice.
Yep. The 18.
18.
The 18 is going to work, yeah. Us is the bullet community.
Okay.
And you look down at Law again, and that little red spot on their forehead starts to pulse like a vein.
Lucas is going to turn to his companions and say, so I've helped you out with the first bit. Everyone in the ship should either be weakened or potentially dead. So, apparently I have something that needs tending to. But I'll be back with an army.
You still owe me a feast, so you better come back.
There's just a look at Tathlan. And only so the Tathlan can see, the eyes that are Lucas just shift into this multitude and this void of... It's the concept itself of nothing.
Yeah.
You can see in his eyes.
The infinite depths of the nothing-verse.
And just in a single voice that only you can hear because the ceremony spell is just feast upon the ship. I shall return with more. This is only the beginning, the prelude. Good eating.
You see a smile go on Tathlan's face as Tathlan uses message as a cantrip to Lucas, and you just hear him say, slightly humming and singing along to a nursery rhyme in Abyssal.
Please, yes.
Hang on. Dioft soft cooking Bealix Uxil Geol Halbit
Dixnall.
Oh, I want to get that on.
Somebody
To the whole
clip.
ship,
Somebody
too.
clipped that. That was creepy as fuck. Thank you. Ooh, that actually gave me goose flesh. That was really cool.
Yeah. In primordial as a response.
Yep.
Duardark nis tinikons. Tiniskar kosvan. Which will roughly translate to, you are the first of many to be chosen. Do not
That's fine.
disappoint.
And Lucas joins the rank of creepy guys.
Tathlan, did you want to respond to that?
Athlan wouldn't understand it, but like
Oh,
just
you-
with the
okay.
intonation of the voices, he
Yeah.
just keep going along with the nursery rhyme as he turns around. And you can see him draw his swords and start walking down to the rest of the hall.
Absolutely.
Oh,
William?
there's one last thing.
Yeah, I just want to do William and Aldith first, and then we will finish on...
Oh no, it's just one. It's just
okay.
one last thing to Tathlan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just as quietly as possible, just as a whisper almost. That if you're not really paying attention to it, you're not really going to hear it. But it's just the speak the words, give me redemption, and we shall come.
Athlan will keep that knowledge.
The first time that word has been used in this entire campaign. Redemption. William and Aldith. William,
The hunt has begun.
Yeah, you're just-
William is continuing taking off down the hallway.
Yep.
He's going after more.
Aldith, you watch William just head up.
So who went which way? So he went that way. Which way did Tathlan go?
Tathlan's following William.
They've both gone the same way. So
We'll say they went to the left.
yeah, you went to the
the
left at the
T-junction.
initial door, and then you opened this door. Now you've gone to the left again. Okay. Now that I know where you are, I'll also have a map for you next week, so we can work through this ship a little more logically. But
I'm going to work on dragging bodies sort of across the other direction.
right, yeah, making a human bulwark.
But I'm still collecting all of my, pistols and communications gear and whatever else, anything else that looks interesting. I'm making a little pile of that. And
There's about a
shoving them.
dozen of
Gotta get that
everything.
profit.
Yeah, there's about a dozen of everything, and I'll have the full list of
And
that.
I don't
The
know if
engineer
their
can
gear
talk you
looks
through it all.
interesting. I might take some of it off too, and that's.
And the engineer will
I
explain
mean, it
what
has
all
value.
of it is next week. Next event in 2 weeks'
In
time.
this world,
2
you don't waste.
No, you don't waste any.
Just to make a grand exit.
Yep.
Lucas drops the little tiny this growing sphere of nanobots
Yep.
that
That's right. Yep.
that create a circle and just kind of start turning black like shadow
Yep.
and surrounding him. And as he slowly starts to disintegrate, essentially,
Yep.
he and the bullet, just everything that is Lucas and attached to Lucas, just hear the. I'm going to see if I can do this properly. Just the laugh of the.
Ugh.
And
Yep, creepy guy.
for the first time, Lucas sounds happy. And on that bombshell, we will drop the curtain on tonight. Whew. To be completely honest, I wasn't sure I was going to get through a whole 2 hours tonight. I was exhausted when we started, but you guys just dragged me up and made that. I had a really good time tonight. Thank you for that. We had a little bit of fight.
You here,
Next,
DM.
2 weeks is going to be a much bigger fight, I assure you. This ship, you're going to fight for every square inch of this one. So,
More food.
yep, absolutely, against harder
was
and harder
promised
opponents,
supplies.
because this is the military group, and of course you send your peons, your grunts first, and then when they all die, you send in the Marines. So we're going to see that in 2 weeks' time. What we are unfortunately not going to see is Lucas in 2 weeks' time. Our Scard is moving very shortly here, and you need to get moved and settled in a new place and all that foolishness. So we will see you when you are back. But we gave you the heroic exit tonight, so when we come back, we'll figure out just exactly how this army works for you, and we will take it from there. Other than that, it's time for the thank yous. So thank you, Scarred, first of all, for giving us this weekend. I know you're busy as hell and you're working your butt off and you're tired and everything else. I very much appreciate you showing up for tonight and for Sunday, so we can give you a good out on both of those and put you in a place, put you on a shelf so we can bring you back nice and easy when it's time. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Enjoy the move, although that's a dumb thing to say because moving sucks.
Honestly, I will.
Yeah. I know where,
Like
I know where you're getting
the
away
process
from.
of packing up,
Yeah.
less so.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a road trip afterwards.
Yep.
It's 5 days
3
on the road.
yeah.
It's lovely.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's gonna be
fun.
awesome. That's like a summer vacation. So enjoy that, and once you're settled at the other end, let us know, and we will get you back into all these games ASAP.
Sounds good.
So we can let him get a nap in before he goes 24 hours straight playing Fallout. Doom, thank you so much, Doom Donkey, for joining us. When I said bring a dark character, you took me at my word. I love it. The cannibal and eats live creatures. I love this. This is, if you're going to be evil, go whole hog. So thank you so much for bringing the evil. I appreciate it very, very much.
And thank you for having me. I love it.
Oh, wonderful. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Oh, Villa Villas, thank you. Oh, William, the man of few words. I mean, he just hardly ever speaks, but volumes are spoken by that axe. I'm really looking forward to next one because you're going to get to fight for the whole 2 hours. So I'm looking forward to watching William enter his happy place. So yes, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bring your dice. I know we didn't roll much tonight, but by God, we're going to roll them in 2 weeks. Which brings us around to Karis. I'm enjoying this character because as badass as Karis is, or as Aldith is, you're still willing to say, those people are crazy. That there's still this distinction.
Creepy even.
Yeah, they're
It's
creepy.
like, oh, Lord.
There's this distinction
Like,
that you still got. There's me, and there's the creepy people. And it's wonderful because you are no less unredeemable or unwanted or unlikable because of that. It's just a very different way of bringing that out. So thank you for that. And yes, thank you for the YouTube link. Catch up on everything that has gone before. I just posted last week's earlier today. We are at over 120 videos on YouTube now from all the stuff that we've done over the years. I just saw that the other day and I was like, wow, that's impressive. At 2 hours each average, that's 240 hours of stuff out there. So, and that's not even everything we've done. That's just the stuff I remember to put on YouTube. So thank you to everybody in the group that made all of that possible. Before we go, and I'm going to do the last 2 thank yous and then the thing. The last 2 thank yous are the same as always. Thank you to chat. I saw some new people in there tonight. I saw some folks that we see every week, and I appreciate every single one of you. Out of the billion things in the world you could be doing, you chose to watch us, and I will never forget that. Of all the choices, you chose us, and I am flattered and honored beyond belief. To the people on YouTube, oh, you watched all the way to here. Hit that like button, please. You watched 2 hours. You didn't hate it, right? Hit the button and hit that bell because I am the worst YouTube poster ever. I never put stuff up on the right day. It all usually goes up like the morning before the show. So if you hit that bell, at least you will get a notice because not only do I post poorly, I then forget to tell people I posted. So... To be honest, I'm currently using YouTube as kind of a storage device, and that's not what it's for, and it's not what I should be doing. So we've got to change that. We'll start working that in a little bit too. But now I want to talk about something I hardly ever talk about, which is what I'm doing. Because tomorrow, I get to play. I get to be a character. And this is the best part, for someone who has never DM'd before. It's on another channel, Mercs of Mischief. I'll post it in the. I'll post the links tomorrow as we get closer to go time. But I get to play a. I'm not going to tell you anything about the character. Turn up and watch. But I finally get to play a character in a game, and the premise of this is the DM is brand new. They've never done this before, and all the players are experienced GMs. So yeah, it's good fun. It's called Table Flip, and we are going to thank you, Karis, for putting up the link. Mercs of Mischief tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 hour earlier than our regular times here. Pop in and show some support. To be fair, I don't need the support, and neither do the other 3 GMs in this game. but pop in there and tell Saber they're amazing, because they are. And the bravery to do your very first ever GM gig on stream, that's bold. That's bold. So show up tomorrow and let them know. And I guarantee, I don't do this often, but I guarantee tomorrow I'm going to make you laugh. It's not Guy. It's a very, very different character, but I guarantee I will make you laugh. With that, the only thing that remains is frankly my favorite part of the whole thing, because it's the important bit. We gather together here all the time and we watch each other play and we play these games. But the truth is, the world is bigger than that. There's a lot more hours in the week than the ones that we play. And those hours are not only more, they're arguably more important. And I saw a meme today, 2021, avoid everyone. 2022, avoid the positive. Or 2021, avoid the positive. 2022 was just avoid. And I think that's pretty accurate. It's been a non-event the first 6 or 7 months of this year. So with that in mind, and knowing how beat up that's got you, be nice to each other. Thank you. I'll see you next week.